And then I get to say hello, Mikey. How you doing?
Yeah, you do. Good morning.
Good
You
morning.
get to say hello.
I get to say hello. It's not I have to say hello. It's I get to say hello.
Right. That's what John Cena taught Grayson Waller. Like, that's one of the biggest lessons Grayson Waller learned from him, that he doesn't have to do main event and dark matches. He gets to.
I sometimes Hi, I'm Sawyer. You're Mikey. This is You Chose Poorly. I sometimes wonder. I'm getting better, but I'm still bad at it. Um,
Hmm.
I sometimes wonder about advice like that because it's so easy to read that advice
Hmm.
as shut up.
Exploitation, manipulation,
Yeah. It's
gaslighting.
it's one of those it's one of those things. It's every now and then, and it is true, every now and then I actually have to like say that to myself about some
Uh,
things in my life that are good. But in the moment, in your head, you're like, I don't want to do
mm.
this. But
I
then
think
you
it's
have,
healthy.
right? Right?
Yeah. Like with many things we talk about, I think it's healthy if it's something we tell ourselves, but if it's something we tell other people that, like,
That
hey, that job you hate, you don't have to do it. You get to do it. I think that's you maybe don't want to do that, you
can
know?
I just say it's good
Yeah.
advice for one to give oneself, but it's
Right.
bad advice to give someone else. I think
Right. Right.
like you and I
Yeah.
will sometimes talk for 30, 40 minutes to get
Yeah.
to the point, and you just hit it so perfectly right off the dome.
Right. Right. Exactly. That's us.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what I wanted to talk about today. And you just like summarized it so
Sorry.
perfectly. No, it's good. We got there in record time. I'll see you next week.
Uh-huh. That's it. That's our show. You chose poorly.
Good. Sometimes advice is good to give to yourself, but bad to give to
Mm-hmm.
someone else. That's
Mm-hmm.
so good. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
oh my God, that's so good. I just want to sit with that for a second and just enjoy the truth of
All
that, all of that.
So this was just to recap.
Yep,
We're at the end of the show.
that's
To
it.
recap,
Yeah,
uh, hello. You get to say hello. You don't have to say hello.
yeah,
John Cena tells Grayson Waller that he gets to do the wrestling stuff he doesn't want to do. He doesn't have to do it. He gets to. And then now we realize this is great advice to tell oneself.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We're summed up.
Yeah.
We're
Then
good. That's good.
yes.
This
Right.
happened because a couple of weeks ago, you
Uh-huh.
sent me a text and you were like,
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry.
Yes. I'm sorry.
Do you want to tell,
I'm
do you want to say what you were
yes.
sorry about?
Well, I feel like we need to go a couple of weeks before that,
Okay,
where
yeah,
we
yeah,
were
yeah.
talking about protest and not saying good morning anymore, and
Right,
how
right,
angry
right,
we are,
right.
right? Um, and a week after that, Conan O'Brien came here. The day Conan O'Brien arrived, or the night we met Conan O'Brien, was also the night of the iPhone 17 launch.
Okay.
And a week after that is when I texted you that I was sorry, and I sent you a picture of this. If you're watching, a picture
Hey,
of this
finally
thing.
some video content on this podcast.
That's right. This is a photo, or is not a photo, but I sent a photo of a box of a brand new iPhone Air. iPhone Air, which which is what I was so sorry about.
So
I still
apologize.
am, kinda.
So
Yeah.
and
Like,
I thought my first thought was why are you
mm,
apologizing to me? And
mhm,
and then I
mhm,
didn't even put the two and two together. I was like, oh right, because I just went on a 60-minute rant about
right.
Apple, in which I think on some principles you agreed with me,
Yeah.
right?
Of course.
Right. And then,
Of course, I did.
but, and then I was like, well, when was Mikey's last phone? It was like the
Mm-hmm.
14 or the 13?
14,
The
14 Pro,
14. So
right?
14, 15, 16, 17. You're due. You're due for a new
No,
phone.
sure. This is you being a good friend.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. I am due. But if you recall,
Yeah.
I did say I bought a new battery. I did the ethical thing of buying a new battery this year
So your
to
actual
be good.
so your iPhone 14 was actually fine. There was nothing wrong.
Yes,
Yeah,
it was
okay.
fine.
Right.
I was annoyed with it in
Sure.
that after 6 months, 5% battery health
Right.
just was lopped off the top. It made
Right.
no sense to me.
Right.
But it was fine. It was fine.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, not that this is the show, because the show is about all the stuff surrounding this, but just my thought process of the whole thing was then we looked at the prices of the 17, the base 17, and how good a deal it was.
Yeah.
Like the financing options this year with all the credit cards and the credit card that I use was really great. And the base 17, according to the world, was like the best deal
Seemed to
in
be
tech. Yeah.
from what I saw of iPhone reviews, it was like if you're buying an iPhone this year, base model's the one
hmm
to buy.
This is the one to buy, exactly.
Yeah.
So, and the vibe of the world was, they use that's the one. Base 17 is the way to go.
Yeah.
The Pro and Pro Max is if you care about the big stuff,
Yeah.
and the Air is for nobody.
Is
Is what
that
the vibe
really?
was.
Because I read one or two iPhone Air reviews,
Yeah.
and it was, I think people were more or less like impressed with it in some areas, but also was like it's hard to recommend. It's hard.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
might be like it's good for me, but it might not be good for you. You know,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
it is
we're
very much there is nothing on paper that makes this better
yeah,
in the important sense,
right.
but it is better in the very unimportant sense, or the more personal sense. That is what I should say. Very subjective, very feelsy,
Sure.
and I understand it. I don't judge it. I certainly accept it, but like where my mind was at was, no, it's not an option.
Right.
And then the more it made sense, I figured Max was using my old 10s Max. Max is my son. My old 10s Max, which is no longer like iOS 26 doesn't work on it anymore, or it's not updated, so it's uh it's fine, but I know that it's already in the legacy devices list. Um, so then I thought maybe if I get a new phone, I can get the 14 Pro, which has a new battery, and the financing. So then I thought, okay, base 17. And then I thought, if I'm gonna spend 3 years paying for a thing, I might want to get the one I really want. So then I thought, okay, I think I'm gonna get the Pro Max this year because the Pro Max seems to be the one that people regret the least. And
Biggest
then,
camera or sorry, biggest camera and biggest battery is usually the things,
yeah,
right? For that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I really didn't. No offense to anybody who bought one or owns one, but I just did not like it though. Like from the reviews, from the videos, and everything. Like I'm happy Apple made it, but it was just really not. I couldn't like it. But I thought it quote made sense to buy.
Sure.
Then I went to the store, and then I picked up the Air, and then I picked up the Air again, and then yucky Apple stuff happened to me, and it was like, oh no,
And
this
then
is the
you caught
one.
the feeling,
Yeah, that's the one. And I know this feeling. This is not a new feeling.
right?
I'm very familiar with this feeling over the past 20 years. Like I understand that feeling of, oh, I am holding a thing that is not understood until I held it. And yeah, no, it became very quickly became undeniable to me.
Yeah.
Like it was like, oh no, I have to buy it.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. And it's gross, Sawyer. I feel gross because we were just talking about like how above this we are,
I mean,
right?
I don't know that I'm above
Well,
wanting
I
a
guess
cool
the
thing.
one, one if I listened to our conversation, I
Sure.
would infer
Sure.
that this gentleman,
Yeah.
the friend of other gentlemen who bought a fold,
Yeah.
is now
My
yes,
my my.
he,
Look at this.
yeah,
Will it
it's lovely.
focus?
Bret Hart,
There it is.
the
Look
hitman.
how look how look how thick this thing is, man.
Is that two phones, Zoyer?
Right? Is it? It's two phones. I even put a pop
Jeez.
socket on it to give it even more
Oh,
thickness.
oh boy, nice. That makes sense to me.
You
That's
know?
something you would do.
Right?
So I'm being gross, but this is no autofocus here, MacBook Air camera, but
Just
this
does
is
it.
where I'm at.
That's thin.
There it
And look
is.
at you, no case.
No case.
I will say this is much thicker because I have a case on it. This is a thinner
Right.
phone with
Well,
no case on it. But yes.
I bought an iPhone 4 Steve Jobs tribute bumper
I
though.
love the
Just
bumper. Okay, can
the
I?
bumper. Sure.
I'll say this in terms of the things that the iPhone Air does that I think are very cool as a tech
Mm-hmm.
product thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the bumper is genius. Actually, I think it's
Mm-hmm.
fantastic. Um, it has holes in the bottom of it to add a
Yeah,
lanyard, right?
that's right. Yes.
Right.
And
Which
I don't have the Apple lanyard. It's crazy expensive, but there
yeah,
is a lanyard that works with it.
but you could put any lanyard on it and it works, right?
Right. Very happy. Yeah.
Much like how I'm a pop socket person. I like anything that
Mm.
helps you keep the phone on you more comfortably. So
Right.
like
Yeah.
I've been a fan of wrist straps in the past,
Mm-hmm.
and anything like that that keeps that little extra layer of people who have dropped their phones before and smashed them and
Yeah.
broken them know the feeling,
Oh
and want
yeah.
to avoid that feeling. So anything that can help you avoid that happening is
Yeah.
good, I think. And when I was in a couple years ago when I was in Italy and last year when I was
Mm.
in Japan, I saw so many people carrying their phones on lanyards
With a strappy thing.
with a
Yeah, yeah, the
strap
lanyard.
like that. Like
Yeah.
Apple is kind of catching up to the fact that this has
Catching
been
up. Yeah.
a category for a long time, actually.
Yeah.
And I think that they're adding those little holes for lanyards and wrist straps in their official cases finally is
Mm-hmm.
wonderful. Is like
It
just
is.
absolutely great.
Yeah.
Um,
I totally agree. And I will say that I now feel like I should be more honest. I did say I didn't buy it because it was more expensive. That's not true. I did not buy it because I couldn't find it. I
right, they just
spent the
didn't have
weekend
one.
looking for, yeah, it was just out of stock
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah,
So, but Char, my wife, has many extra lanyards because she's a
right.
lanyard person.
Oh, good.
And I quite like the ones she has. I don't think I'm going to buy an Apple one anymore.
Yeah,
So yeah, no, but I used the phone with a lanyard for the first time today,
yeah.
and it's not a permanent fixture on my phone, but I really enjoy the option. Like
Yeah.
there are some settings where it makes sense to me.
No,
So
I think it's good. Yeah.
yeah, this was, I mean, not that the show is the iPhone Air episode, but this sets up what we're gonna talk about. Which, again, I'm sorry, but I can't deny how happy I am with this stupid thing, Sawyer. It's ridiculous.
That's awesome.
And I'm happy that I don't have like a podcast or something where someone's gonna ask me if I then forgive Tim Cook. Like I don't think I'm ready for those conversations yet.
Yeah.
But
No, and
I
okay,
yeah, so
so
that's where I'm at.
so I do want to hear all of your thoughts about the iPhone Air.
Sure.
First, I will just say, um, in terms of like, because you said, I'm sorry, I got this thing. And it's totally in relation to the conversation we had. And it got me thinking,
Yeah.
and I've been thinking about this for like 2 weeks now. It's like, what is the manners humor? Or like what is the through line? How should a person be, right? This is sometimes what we talk about is how are we supposed to even be in this world properly, right? Is I say an opinion, right? You hear my opinion, you understand my opinion, and
Right.
and then the next like purchasing decision you make is like not about that opinion at all, And then there's an
Mm-hmm.
apology because you think I would be like upset with you for not going down the same roads I go down.
Right.
And then I'm thinking my thought process is, well, I don't want anyone to go down the same roads I go down. I'm not really trying to be an influencer. I'm not really
Right.
trying to sway opinion. I am on my own weird journey, and I like
Yeah.
chronicling that journey and I like communicating about it, but I never really expect anyone to change their minds based on what I say and do, you
Yeah.
know? Because everyone's on their own journey, right? Everyone's got their own thing. It's good advice for me, not necessarily good advice to give to someone else, right? There's so many
Sure.
things
Yeah.
like that. And I've been thinking about this so much that I wanted to talk to you about that feeling of
Mm-hmm.
just like, because I think we all, when we think about it, we all have things like that where we really love a thing and tell people we love it, or we really hate a thing and tell people we hate it. And
Yeah.
some that enacts some pressure on other people, whether we mean it
Yeah.
to or not, to be like, well,
Right.
I'm like you, or I'm not like you, or I purchase things like you, or I don't purchase things like you. You know? It's,
Yeah.
yeah. So tell me about the iPhone Air.
Well, I will say, well, before the air, like I was gonna say that experience is. I remember experiencing that feeling the most when we were in our really serious about our fitness kick last year, and our friends, like we weren't like preaching that anyone should do what we were doing. We were just evidently doing what we were doing. Like some of the changes were dramatic for us, and also we had a lot of fun with the calorie counting app. So when we'd be eating out with friends, we just pull it out and we wouldn't make a big deal of it.
Right.
But then eventually our friends would be apologetic about, sorry, I'm not counting calories. Sorry, I'm having
Ah,
a burger. Sorry, I'm having a big pot of fried chicken. And
yeah.
neither Char and I are like, no, 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 please do. Like, we're so happy you. I mean, we don't even want to say anything about
Yeah.
their fitness choices.
Right,
We're just
right.
like, go ahead and eat your chicken, eat your burger, eat your pizza. Go ahead.
Sure.
So yeah, but so the iPhone Air. No, man, it's not, we don't have to have a review episode, but I will say that I to articulate my feelings about it, I'm just so, it's the iPhone that has made me the happiest since maybe, I don't know, maybe the 10s Max made me happy because it was big and it was nice and cool. But that was like Max was like 2 years old, so like I
Yeah.
wasn't really in tech mode. Like as a toy to get, it is, as a device, as an Apple thing, it's the thing that's made me happiest in a very long time. Like it gives me all the, it's almost nostalgic how it feels. Like it reminds me of what it used to feel like to be an Apple fan when they were not $1 trillion company, and the whole world wasn't filled with Apple logos,
Sure.
it like, because it's such a stupid device, Sawyer. Like I get a kick out of knowing that it is inferior in so many ways. And the contrast between that and the happiness I feel gives me even more happiness. Like it like it's it reminds me of the iPhone 4. It reminds me of the first iPhone. It reminds me of even iPhone 6 and BendGate, that bending phone, of how no one, like Consumer Reports
Yeah.
was telling people to just not buy these things.
Yeah.
And the feeling of the being someone who did buy the thing and feeling like, not from an arrogant sense of you don't understand. That's not what I'm trying to say, but more of, no, 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 but I I really like it.
Right.
Like I am enjoying this for reasons that are not in the article you're publishing.
Right.
And it doesn't matter to me that some people seem mad that I have it. Not that anyone cares, really. Like in this day and age, no one really cares. But I'm
Ultimately,
just saying that,
yeah.
that's what it, whatever
Sure.
whatever feelings I had before,
Yeah.
that that is echoing
Yeah.
whenever I pick up this thing.
Sure.
It's one. I have one. It's one lens. I'm a family man. I'm the last person who should be buying this thing. I'm out and about all day. Like, it is an irresponsible purchase, Sawyer.
I'm a
You know,
family man. I shouldn't own this phone. Is great.
I shouldn't. Like, I need the battery life. I need the two extra lenses. Or not need, but I'm a person who should be caring about those.
Sure.
And here I am caring more about how it feels in my hand and how it feels in my pocket and how
Sure.
happy those moments make me. And then for the other moments that I might compromise by not having the extra lenses or the battery, I'll just use my nice camera or charge my phone. you know it's worth the happiness I get, I think. So, and that feels Steve Jobs era Apple fanny of me.
I would agree with that.
So,
I would agree, like, yeah, I've got to charge this thing more often, but it makes me happier, is,
mhm,
I think, a nice human trade off, you
mhm,
know?
mhm.
Yeah. How much more often are we talking, though?
Not really that
Oh,
often.
okay.
Like, just it's actually not that. It's been a couple of weeks, so
Yeah.
now I can say it's not been that bad.
Yeah.
It's pretty okay.
Yeah.
So it's not great. Like, I know the Pro Max would have been like a dramatic difference from my 14 Pro, which was terrible.
Right.
But because the 14 Pro was terrible, this is fine.
Oh, okay. Cool. So your
Yeah,
your
it's
your line didn't actually change that much.
not much. No,
Yeah.
no, it didn't. My life didn't get worse.
Yeah.
But for the purchasing logic is, if you're going to be spending money, you want it to improve,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and it did in other ways.
Sure.
So, in
Um,
ways that I get a kick out of.
I'll throw a quick footnote to compare phones here.
Mm.
Battery life on the Samsung Fold is worse than a Pro Max iPhone.
Okay.
And I don't think anybody would be surprised to hear that. Like Pro Max iPhones and like I'm assuming Samsung Galaxy Ultra phone, like the
You're right.
like
Right.
one of the reasons you buy those phones is there's just so much battery in them,
Yeah.
right? Whereas the Fold has, I would say it's got the battery of an iPad Mini.
That's great, though, isn't
Well,
it?
it's okay. It's
Yeah.
I do find, much like if I were to use the iPad Mini all day, I would be
Ah,
I'd
yes.
be plugging it in. The same
Right.
thing is here. The more I use the inside large screen, the more the battery just drains quite quickly. Right. And so I am finding myself plugging it in more often than I plugged in my last phone, the iPhone 15 Pro Max. But
Yeah.
it's the same. But I feel the exact same thing that you said, which is like, yeah, I've got to plug this thing in slightly more often, but the device is making me happier than the old device, and so I'm taking that trade off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the feeling of that other device, the previous one, 14 Pro, and the day I bought it on my birthday. Went to the store, bought it, and then came home and set it up. And then once it was set up, it was just like, okay,
No feeling at
here's my
all.
phone. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And I went looking for things to give me that feeling. Let me take a nicer telephoto than I did last week. Or let me now take an ultra wide that
Sure.
I couldn't before. And
Sure.
it's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
sure,
Yeah.
whatever, you know? But with this thing, I'm not even looking. It's just happy, happy toy. And all the reviews. So I spent a week on the reviews before I went and pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
And it had been 1 month since it came out in America. So a lot of videos on 30-day review. Uh,
Yeah.
it's been a few weeks, and there are a handful classic tech reviewer folk who said the novelty wears off. Right? This is like the classic tech people, meaning people really good at their jobs, but this is their job, right?
Yeah.
And then there's another subset of influencers or YouTuber phone people who are people who have a smaller audience with who maybe have to buy these devices for themselves,
Sure.
and they were happier then they were the ones who were saying, no, 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 I love this thing. It's been 30 days. I pick it up. Every time I pick it up, I'm happy.
Right.
So that distinction was important. Like the Mike Hurleys of the world would be tired of the thinness
Sure.
after a month, you know? Sorry, Mike, but it's been a while. We haven't talked about you in a while. But the rest of them, the normal folk people who I guess shouldn't be regarded as experts, but I appreciated their perspective because that's the one I was looking for. Like just
Sure.
normal folk.
Yeah.
Are they still happy that it's thinner, but it's quote worse?
Right.
And two things. One, it's not really that much worse. It's fine. And
Right.
also, yes, it makes them happy, which is a thing I felt like I got enough confirmation bias. I'm
Sure.
gonna go get it. And it's been a week and a half, and I think I'm there.
You think you're there? You think you're happy?
Yeah, I think so.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I can't
it's
complain
great.
about that.
Yeah, no,
Right.
it's there are bigger questions, and I'm glad that's not the show today. But at some point, it's gonna force me to confront Apple, the corporation. You know,
Sure.
uh, but I'm thinking as a consumer of their product, if they can still do something like this, then I'm gonna give them my money. I guess. I mean, that's what counts in the transaction for in the bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it for now.
Yeah. That's right. That's everybody has to do their own math on that.
Yeah.
Right. Everybody has to decide what fights are worth fighting, and if you're still getting a lot out of the relationship. you
Right.
know right, because like you're right, at some point everyone has to decide what is my relationship with this corporation.
Mm-hmm.
And some people will go, I'm happy to buy a phone every 3 or 4 years, but other than that I don't think about the corporation, and
Mm-hmm.
I mostly don't give them any money outside of that one purchase, right?
Right.
Or you decide, I'm all in with this corporation. I'm going to give them
Mm-hmm.
all the money I can give them. And I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
put a giant flag with their logo behind me as a brand, and I'll be their champion and their evangelist, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's that people make those choices, you know? I think I've always
Yeah.
been I think I've always been a little allergic to the idea of being a champion for a corporation that doesn't pay me and doesn't know I
Right.
exist.
Right. 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 It helps. I will say, I remember as a young person being very excited and identifying with it, and and then eventually when I found the people on the internet or in real life who really, really, really were on the opposite end of the spectrum, who just outright hated everything Apple.
Yeah.
And then for me to see that, oh, we're the same. It's the same. And then of course then there's people like you and what we talk about even before this show.
Yeah.
Like the discussions we've had, the discourse that Tumblr afforded us in the past, and
Sure.
early Twitter, and it kind of made me be more insular about my relationship and not quite so open about it, because I found that the world is weird about things, even things I like. Like I kind of don't, But this is becoming true. We've talked about this before. This is everything we're fans of.
Yeah.
Like the online discourse on those things kind of ruins it. So
Sometimes, yeah. But
yeah,
sometimes it's really helpful to have that, like that, like you get a set of opinions where you're like, I like this thing, and then you go to communities online and they're
yeah,
discussing the evils that this company does that you like,
yeah,
and you're like, oh, I
yeah.
didn't know about those evils. Maybe I can,
Right,
maybe that informs my decisions going forward, right?
right, right.
I think about two things lately which are on my mind about stuff like this, because yeah, like I got rid of my iPhone and stuff, but like overall I think you could still defend Apple in most of its decisions, like even the ones that I disagree with. I think there are people who make very strong arguments as to why the Apple Corporation made those decisions, There are people
Right.
out there who are defending Tim Cook's actions with Donald Trump, right? Who have
Mm.
sound arguments, they feel, right?
Yeah.
There's, but I think about other companies. I think about Microsoft, who, like, there is a well organized boycott against Microsoft and has been for a while. The
Hmm.
BDS boycott is, boy, do they make a lot of good points about Microsoft and
Yeah.
where they spend their money. And I find it very difficult to defend. And then when my Office 365 account comes up for renewal, I give them $150.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
because it's not that I love Microsoft, but
Right.
all of my stuff is in Microsoft, and it's a massive decision and massive time investment in order to move all of my stuff off Microsoft. I still might do that, but that's a much bigger decision than switching phones for me.
Right. Right.
Because, like, the
Uh,
phone is the window to the stuff, but the
yeah.
stuff's got to live somewhere,
Right.
you know.
The when we talked about the fold in your phone 2 weeks ago, it was and I remember saying I'm grateful that you did it because it gives me a path, right? So I spent the week before this is before the iPhone arrived. Um, my thought was, okay, what would my path actually look like? And of course, you consider all my stuff and where that stuff is
Yeah,
in the cloud, and it's the thing that I took for granted was that this is not just my stuff; it's my whole family stuff.
yeah,
I
that's the
am
thing. That's the thing with me.
I
Like,
am the manager
yeah,
of the family
yeah,
stuff, and I outsource the management
yeah,
to this corporation.
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like I get the sense that Apple iCloud is stickier than Microsoft 365 would be. I
Well, I,
think
I actually think it's the same argument. I think like
same. All right.
I think it's the same. Like, if you all of your stuff is in iCloud, right? That makes
Yeah.
moving away from Apple quite difficult. That makes moving away
Yeah.
from Apple more difficult than if all of your stuff was in Google Drive
Right.
or in Dropbox. Like, Dropbox is the one,
Right.
like, neutral party, actually, where all your stuff
Right.
is, right? But, like, all of my stuff is in OneDrive. And not only
Yeah.
that, and you hit the nail on the head. I don't just have a Office 365 account. I have an Office 365 family account that I pay for my
Right.
family. And so all
Yeah.
of them get to enjoy all of that OneDrive storage and backup and all of
Yeah.
that. And, like, and they, I had to, when I started doing this, I pitched them on the
Mm.
idea that put all your stuff here, it'll back up properly, and you don't have to buy as many hard drives, and your life will be easier.
No.
And it was a successful pitch, and everybody's done it. And I've been paying Microsoft for a decade for the privilege of having my family stuff backed up properly and giving them all access to Microsoft Office and, all the Office 365 things or whatever. OneNote, like, right? My life is in OneNote. It's difficult to move away from that.
Yeah.
It's not impossible. I could do it if I decided to do it. I could move all my stuff.
Yeah.
But I've also got to decide to move all my family stuff.
Yep.
That's is tough. And so, like, when you were like, "Oh, I got a new iPhone," I was like, "Of course you did. You're not moving all your stuff."
No. Like even I mentioned that I recently acquired a Synology,
You
and
did.
I didn't know what to do with it,
Yeah.
and then now I had figured out what to do with it, and then
I look forward to being
but
invited to your
also
Plex server.
yeah, so that I just before this call, I just downloaded the media server. Like
Yeah.
I'm familiar with how this works, so I'm excited to use it all over again.
Nice.
But I hadn't updated my local copies of videos in what 5 years. So
Sure.
this is like 2019
Yeah.
and before.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the thought that occurred to me that made me think I had to set up the Synology soon is like I had to upgrade my storage for iCloud because I found no other option.
Ah.
Like like I had filled up 2 terabytes worth of photos and videos
No way.
after
Wow.
after 9 years of Max's life. No, actually, this was as I had to. I remember one time 15 years ago when 12 years ago when I got married. Like, okay, all photos and videos from before I get married, I get to store in a hard drive, and my iCloud starts from engagement forward.
Right.
And it had filled up
Yeah.
like a month ago, 2 months ago, two
Wow.
terabytes.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
how does it
and
work?
there's
You
just
can just get another terabyte. Is that how it works?
no. The next from 2 terabytes is six,
Ooh.
and with the equivalent price.
Ooh.
So I'm now paying 300% more than I used to.
Oof.
Yeah, yeah, oof, right?
Oof.
And I have and I found myself thinking, oh boy, I can't take another photo. This is a stupid problem. Like I
I
pay
can't take
for
another photo is an emergency.
right, and it's such a like I'm already paying them
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
lot of money to not have this problem, and my
Yeah.
only option is to pay 3 times more. It's absurd,
Oh my
but
god.
then
Wow.
I just had to do it.
Wow.
So now I have this. So I've been. It's been what 3 months of 6 terabytes iCloud. It's absurd, Sawyer. It's
Oh my
ridiculous.
god.
But 6 terabyte iCloud, and so now I'm like setting up the Synology with. Apparently, it does this thing. I'm no expert, first timer here, but there are two 10 terabyte drives in there,
Yeah.
and one is meant to be a duplicate of the other.
Okay.
Like that's the advice for how to set up the Synology, not for me to use the full 20 terabytes
Yeah.
available. Yeah,
To have
that's
it be
that's
its
so
own backup.
yeah,
Okay.
that's is
Yeah.
that would you advise this?
That I've
Is
heard the
that a
same
thing?
thing. I've never owned a Synology, but I've heard that advice. It's like it's good to have it be its own backup.
I guess.
Yeah.
So, well then now this 10 terabytes is more than 6. So now I'm gonna when I have a free weekend or something, I'm gonna figure out how to I'm sure there's a way. I'm sure people have faced this problem before
Yeah.
to move to move a big chunk of my library to or the family library or even just mine.
Yeah.
The family can just live on iCloud,
Yeah.
but like half of mine maybe to Synology. But yes, just I mean not that this was the show. I
That
don't
no,
know. I
that's
don't even know what the show is anymore.
exactly what I
Yeah.
wanted to hear this episode is I wanted to talk a little bit about the stuff because the stuff,
Right.
the content is why people make purchasing
Right.
decisions the way they make them. I think that's the truth of it.
Yeah.
Is is once you start putting your and these companies know this. It's why
Mm-hmm.
Google has its own place to put stuff, Microsoft has its own place to put stuff, and Apple has its own place to put stuff,
Yeah.
right? And then
Yeah.
Dropbox
Yeah.
is kind of the one neutral party, but
Yeah.
you got to have a place to put your stuff, whether
Yeah.
right. And I actually don't like I do this too. I have a giant computer full of hard drives and backups, but I don't really recommend people do that. That's a lot. I mostly
Yeah.
recommend people pick a place to put your stuff and pay the corporation the protection racket money to do it.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Because
Yeah.
it's just a goddamn protection racket, but it is extremely convenient for people who don't really want to think about this too much.
Yeah.
And the whole reason we're talking about this at all is because how it used to work was you would have a hard drive either on your computer or on your phone, and if you lost that phone or broke it, or if you lost your computer or broke it, your stuff is
That's
gone,
it. It's gone.
and that
No.
is unacceptable.
Yeah. No. It's one of the things I just failed to consider was just how like time moves. Like when you sign up for 2 terabytes, you think it's never gonna get full, right?
Yeah,
It's well, I certainly did. I thought, okay, I'm just paying the maximum
yeah,
amount just so I never have to worry about it.
yeah,
And much sooner than I expected, found myself literally worrying, like I can't take another photo.
yeah,
Like, and it warns you early enough, but you're busy and you put it off, and then
yeah,
you get to the situation where, as a father, I need to be ready to take a video of a funny thing or a cool thing or a moment,
yeah,
and I can't.
yeah.
I space so much money and I can't. And I mean, MKBHD has a good video on this, the whole walled garden thing. And
Sure.
you're right that it's not just Apple, but
No.
it's
Amazon does it
it's
too. Amazon has the same thing as well.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's giving me it feels makes me feel a little bit grosser in the context of what we just talked about, which is, I mean, the same along the same lines as me saying sorry for buying the thing, right? Like just coming face to face with the awareness that my only option is to then pay 3 times more monthly. Then I went and also bought this thing,
Yeah.
just like,
Well,
you
but
know,
that's the protection racket. Well, you wouldn't want your stuff to get lost.
yeah,
Be shame if anything
and it,
happened to those photos,
right.
right? That's it, right? I just looked it up. So I have, so the Microsoft 365 family account I have, it has 6 terabytes, but it's 6 terabytes for 6 people. So each of us has 1 terabyte.
Mm.
But
Oh, you can't go over. Like you have a limit of one
you
terabyte
have a limit
each.
of 1 terabyte. At that point, you have to pay them more to get more storage.
Oh boy.
Right.
Okay.
And here's what
Yeah.
it costs in Canadian dollars to pay them more. So so you can get more storage at these 4 tiers. You can get another 200 gigabytes for an extra $2 a month, right?
Uh-huh.
Which is like, oh, I'm so close to having room, right? But that's the right. You can
Right.
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 You can get a terabyte for $10. For 10 extra bucks a month, you can just get another terabyte.
Mm.
Right, that would probably solve most people's problems of storage, I would think, just doubling, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can order that as many times as you want. You could get 2 terabytes for 20, 3 terabytes for 30, and then the next tier up is 5 terabytes for 50 a month, and then the final tier up is 10 terabytes for $100 a month.
Oh boy.
And there doesn't seem to be any limit on the amount that you could purchase from them. You could keep hitting that 10 terabyte button over and over.
Oh, right.
Right?
Right. Right.
But that's, you know, Microsoft seems to think that 1 gigabyte of online backup storage costs $1 Canadian a month.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. What's Apple in Canadian dollars? I can say that
I'll look at it. Give me a minute. I'll look up their tiers. But I think it's a little more expensive.
because Apple doesn't think the way Microsoft does. They won't think in giving you little increments. They're gonna go
Right.
from 500 to 1 terabyte to 2 terabytes to 6,
Yeah.
which hurt. Like that hurt me because
Yeah.
if like 2 to 3, I would have been okay. Yeah, give me time to figure out how to transfer stuff. But
Yeah.
they were like, nope,
Yeah.
pay the 6.
Yeah. So North America for Apple, it's you
Uh-huh.
get 50 gigs for $1, right? Which is their introductory like. And I kind of tell people if you have an iPhone, you should just pay the dollar. Like, don't think about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it's 200 gigabytes for $3 a month, 2 terabytes for $11 a month, which
That's the one.
which beats Microsoft's. It's like that's a better deal, no question. Right.
Yeah.
Then it's 6 terabytes for $32 a month. So that's where you're at
Yeah.
now.
That's where I'm at. 300%.
They
Right.
just triple it.
Yeah.
And then they triple it
Yeah.
again.
One more photo meant paying 22 more Canadian dollars than yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. And then 12 terabytes is sorry, I was actually let me correct that. I was looking at the Bahamas. Canada, 50 gigs, $1.29. 200 gigs, $3.99. 2 terabytes, $12.99. 6
That's the
terabytes,
one.
40. 12 terabytes, 80. That's the Canadian. That's the Canadian one.
Yeah. I don't know how many years it's going to take for me to fill up the 6 if I don't fix the Synology.
Yeah.
But that jump from 40 to 80 is going to hurt.
What is the you have a fun money symbol. It's a P with 2 lines across it.
Yeah.
What is that called?
Philippine peso.
Peso. Oh, okay. Philippine peso.
A peso.
So you're
Yeah.
paying
A
17
peso for
Peso.
North Americans.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You're paying 17.90 Philippine pesos for 6 terabytes. That is a good amount. But you can't run out of photo
Gross.
space.
Yeah. You can.
Now, you
can.
could also spend a weekend maybe deleting some photos.
Sure. I tried. But it's not the photos, it's the video. And because I
Oh,
stupidly
yeah.
bought a phone 2 phones ago that could do 3 phones ago that could do 4K video,
Yeah. So you've been
and
like a
then
sucker shooting your
like
family with 4K high definition film
yep,
for years.
hmm for years
Yeah.
that I only ever watch on a tiny screen, right? So,
Yeah, but it's a
you know,
4K tiny screen.
sure,
Yeah.
but like I'm thinking one day when the Vision Pro is cheap, I'll really
Then you'll get
appreciate
to
the
appreciate all of
clarity.
this. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
but could you imagine? I would
Mm.
never give someone the advice, oh, just film your family with lower quality settings.
Right? See,
Right?
exactly. Like
What? That's
it
terrible
wasn't.
advice.
Why would you do that? Like, don't do that.
Right?
Film it. Film as often as possible and the best quality you can. Right?
Of course. Of course.
Yeah. Like you should see the footage. Like I had a 6S Plus when Max was born, and it had the first. It was the first phone with video stabilization.
Yeah.
So I I remember the day he was born, or the day after he was born, he's in his little clear box crib thing.
Yeah.
And I'm doing shots like I'm going shots up and down just to show that it's stable, but
Yeah.
also it's cool footage of my newborn baby. I don't regret taking that.
No.
But then, you know, but
No. I,
now it's costing me money now
again,
that I did.
camera companies know this, that you will take and you will spend as much money as possible to get the best possible footage of a newborn baby,
Yeah.
right? Or a puppy or anything like that's like fresh and happy and cute in your life,
Right.
right?
Right.
That's why you do this.
That's why it exists,
Yeah,
right?
man.
Right.
What else are
Yeah.
we taking
I
pictures
mean,
of?
yeah. Occasionally the moon, I guess.
You
You
know, I
know?
still haven't taken a picture of the moon with my Samsung Galaxy phone to see if they replace it with their own moon, which I've heard they
Oh,
do.
yeah, you should. You
I
should
should.
totally do it.
I still gotta try that
Yeah, for the next show.
for the
Follow
next
up.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. I can confirm 1000% that my phone can't even try to do that.
Okay.
Just because of the one lens, like it
Right.
won't even pretend
Right.
that it's a clear moon.
Right.
Like, it's like an iPhone 10 moon,
Are you? Can I just ask a parent question?
Sure,
Is
sure.
the fact that your kid is now like leaving the age of like I got to take a photo of him every day, right? Like you're like I've got 2 terabytes of photos of you. I think I'm
No, I will say no.
right.
That's not
Is
it.
that why you can now
No.
get a phone with a slightly worse camera?
No, no, it's not. It's because of that, and I have 2 nice cameras.
Oh, okay.
Like
You've got the
like
nice
but
camera
it's
covered,
right.
right?
But it's also that.
Yeah.
Like
But you're also like you're
like
turning. What? How old is he turning
yeah.
now? 7, 8,
He's just turned 9.
9. Jesus,
Yeah.
time flies.
Yeah. So it's like you can anticipate now
Yeah.
when you will need to take really good quality photos and videos. Unlike before when it was every moment. So I guess you're right. Oh boy.
Okay, yeah. So there's that. There's the stuff. One other thing I wanted to talk about in terms of the like companies. Like this is one reason why I'm just like I am not an influencer. I don't want to be an influencer. I don't want people to make the same decisions that I make. But like, so there's Microsoft. Like I pay Microsoft every year because my stuff is there, my family stuff is there. I also pay Spotify every month,
Yeah.
right?
So do I.
And I don't love Spotify right now. Like as a service is one thing, but as a company, I really don't like them right now.
No. What am I missing? Is this Joe Rogan or is there anything else?
Well, Joe Rogan is certainly a part of it. It is overall how the corporation of Spotify spends its money. Right? That's more or less what I have a problem with. Instead of paying the artists better, which you'd think would be the business model, they are paying people like Joe Rogan, and the CEO of the company where he spends his money, I find pretty disagreeable. Right? And it's like, well, what? Let me close the loop here. Money I give to them is being spent in ways that I don't approve of.
Right.
Now, I'm not a shareholder. Right. I can't decide how they spend their money, but I can decide whether or not to continue giving them money.
That's true.
Right? But it's the same problem. I have a Spotify family account, and 6 people use Spotify because of my account.
Right.
And it's not just a case of I gotta move me. It's a case of I gotta move them.
Yeah.
Right. And now it's a matter of there's just so many more decisions with that, and that is, I think, why these companies make those goddamn family accounts, is not to help you save money, but to lock you in even further. Because making the decision on like a family-based decision to move 6 people to somewhere else, or to be like, you're going down to a free account because I'm leaving Spotify. That's a difficult conversation to have. Right?
Yeah.
Right? And I think I will leave Spotify before I will leave Microsoft, because the stuff argument is it's easier to move a music collection than a photo collection.
Yeah, of course. Of course. It's annoying.
It's annoying.
But it's not impossible.
Yeah.
You know.
No, it's actually quite... There are services that will help you move your music collection from one streaming service to another.
Yeah, of course.
And they're very good.
Yeah.
Right? People have been using them for years. They're excellent.
Right.
I think like even Apple even has one. I think if you want to move to Apple, they have a thing. Not that I would move to Apple. That would be weird, right? If I were to be like, I'm all out on Apple except for Apple Music.
Yeah, except for Apple Music.
Apple Music.
Right.
That I'm into.
The family Apple One.
That's right.
The other thing is another family hook thing that they have is YouTube Premium, which I have for the family.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, man, normal YouTube is so bad. Like I can't with it. Like I remember like turning on like my mom's TV the other week and looking for a random video, and some 1-minute ad plays, and it was just, what is this? What is this? Why are you not on my family account?
Why isn't your mom on your family account?
Yeah, no, I was on guest, so then I switched over to her account. Okay. It was better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I figured it out soon. But what I mean to say is that experience is jarring, just as free Spotify versus Spotify Premium is jarring.
Sure.
And it is definitely it's a thing they're certainly aware of. Like it's not an accidental benefit that you get.
No.
Like these corporations know it.
Oh yeah.
And we're weirdly at their mercy.
To some degree. I mean,
to some degree, yeah.
What they offer is a level of convenience that the alternatives don't have. But like it's all about how you want to spend your time figuring out solutions. And like I can't spend 24 hours of my day fighting corporations, right?
Yeah.
No one can. So sometimes you have to make decisions that are just like, yeah, this is what being an adult is, being the kind of hypocrite you can live with.
Yeah.
Right? We've said that so many times. Thank you, Merlin Mann, for that one.
Yeah. That's the season, so...
last point I want to make about this sort of like thing where it's like if someone tells me they buy a product from a company that I don't support, I never really think about it. I never judge a person based on that.
Right.
But I do find it interesting that, and you're not the first person to be like, sorry, I bought an iPhone this year. I know you're like against it. Like you're like, because I'm an outspoken jerk, so people know my opinions. I never judge anyone on making the decision that is right for them. Right? That's the point of having your own brain and your own will and your own thoughts. Is not everybody's going to make the same decisions, and people shouldn't. There should be. I'm of the opinion that there should be like 30 different kinds of phones you could buy, or
Mm-hmm.
you should be able to make your own if you want to, and like you can make your own computer if you want to some degree,
Mm-hmm.
right? You could buy a bunch of parts and put a computer together. I don't really know why you can't yet do that with phones, right? But I'm that kind of weirdo. I want there to be lots and lots of choice so that people can make different choices,
Sure.
right?
And it's great that that's baked into your opinion in the first place. Like that's a tech perspective you already have,
Yeah.
aside from you being an all-around decent person who isn't judgmental about people's choices.
Sure.
Like
Although
that's a separate thing.
there are
Yeah.
going to be people here who listen to this and hear me say that I give Microsoft money and Spotify money, and they go, "It doesn't sound like a decent person to me."
Sure. Yeah.
Right? Right?
Yeah.
There's a spectrum of judgment on stuff like that.
Well, whatever they think about you,
Yeah.
I'm sure they think worse of me.
I don't know. I think there's arguments to be made.
But I was gonna say that, like, when I said sorry, it's not because, oh, my friend Sawyer, the guy with the Galaxy Fold, he's not gonna like this.
Sure.
That's not where I was coming from. I was coming from, I'm the co-host of the podcast where you talked about that whole, like, it's a very you're the, like, I know Android users, Apple haters, ethical tech, non-tech people.
Yeah.
I felt no need to apologize to any of them.
Yeah. Just yeah.
Just specifically my co-host,
Yeah.
who just 1 week before,
That's true. That's true.
so that's
Also,
where I was coming.
So frankly, how dare you? You know,
There it is. There it is.
how dare you undermine me with your my vote went this way. How dare your vote go that way?
Right.
You know,
Of course. So
Jesus.
I apologize.
It's
There
I
it is.
accept your apology.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Means a lot. Means a lot to me. Well, I wanted to end there, but I did want to say one last thing about the phone before ending there. So I'll say it anyway. That I already, like, this doesn't cancel out any of the stuff that I said about, and I believe and I'm aware of, about where I am putting my money and how gross I feel about it. But at least it's something. Like, at least at this level, this shallow personal level of something, to have this quote again,
Yeah.
in a way that I hadn't in years, I'm not gonna say it makes it worth it. I'm not gonna say it makes it okay. I'm not gonna say it washes over it, but it is something, and I'm enjoying that something. That's
That's
all
awesome.
I have to say about it.
I mean, at our age, to have any pleasure at all is amazing. About an object, that's cool.
Yeah, and it's as it pertains to where my money goes. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, so, like, at least if the money's gonna go there anyway, tragically, unethically, irresponsibly, anyway, at least I'm getting this
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah.
So, you know, is the only thing I can really say about it. Like, I can't go further and say thus it's worth it.
Sure.
Like, I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah.
But there is at least this.
Yeah.
So.
That's good.
But yes, ultimately, I'm grateful for your forgiveness.
I look
lot
forward
to
to a
me.
more meaty review of the phone from you, because that is the only iPhone to me that is interesting right now.
It is. I agree.
And use
I
it
think
it with the lanyard and see what it's like to be a European.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is or an Asian, I will say. Like,
Sure.
a
No. Yeah.
lot of us here.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like a real one will come in maybe 6 months from now.
Sure.
Yeah, that's
Sweet.
the one.
Sweet.
When there's like 6 other phones that are as thin or thinner.
Yeah.
Also, so yeah, that's coming. That and the Ember mug.
The Ember Mug review. Really looking forward to that one. Yeah.
Right.
I will say, just to hang off here and then maybe do a bit of a cliffhanger, I don't ever really judge people on their purchasing decisions, but I am finding myself unconsciously, and I'm catching myself because I don't want to be outwardly judgy and angry to people, but I am finding myself when people say, oh, I just used AI to do this thing. I do, like, it on the inside, using my inside voice, I go, oh, fuck off. Like, I just use ChatGPT to solve this thing. It's like immediate, instinctive respect goes down.
Uh-oh. Oh boy.
And so like when people are like, oh, I just bought an iPhone or I bought a Tesla, I'm like, well, that's your life. You can do things. Wouldn't have been what I would have done, but like, whatever. People make decisions all the time. I don't really think about it beyond that. Like, I know people who own Teslas. I know people who fly business class. The kinds of decisions one could make better, kind of, for the world, whatever. But like, but when it comes to people, when they admit to using AI, I can't help myself. That seems to be where I am, like, particularly judgmental.
Oh boy.
So that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, and now we have to commit to it. We've been putting this off for
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
a while.
So I don't know if it's next week, but I think we should, because my thoughts have congealed on the topic fairly well, and so I do want to talk about it. And I keep thinking about writing a blog post and putting it. I keep thinking about writing a blog post and putting it on my blog for 4 people to read, and then copying and pasting that and putting it on Reddit for 40,000 people to read, because that's my blog practice at the moment. And I really feel like if I'm going to put it in front of people to read, I got to get it right. You know? Yeah. But I think I'm close to that. Yeah.
I am nowhere near that.
Yeah.
So I think it'll make for an interesting show.
Sure.
Yeah. I think.
Yeah.
No, this is for we can't go further.
No.
I have an iPhone. I'm very happy.
You're very,
and you forgive me.
You. Yeah.
And you forgive me.
And you're using Apple Intelligence, I'm sure, every day.
Oh, yeah, sure. Totally. It sucks. But yeah. Yeah, it keeps trying to speak for me. It's like, shut up.
Right.
That's not what I would say.
It's not what any of us would ever say.
Yeah. Sounds good. It's like, no, I won't.
Right.
Stop it. No.
Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. This was a good one. I'm glad. Thank you for.
I hope so.
Thank you for unpacking this set of thoughts with me.
Yeah, thank you. It's important. It means a lot.
It means a lot to me. It really does. It really helps me.
Yeah.
It really helps me focus on this stuff, and just get it out. Just to get it out, like, because then you can move on. And you can, I think frankly, this is why everybody should have a podcast. I'm not on the side of the podcast haters. I think people should have podcasts and they should talk things through.
Sure.
Yeah.
And the great thing is that only one of us is a white man.
That is great.
Yeah. It helps.
It helps. Okay. I'll see you soon.
I'll see you soon, Sawyer. Thank you. I love you.
Love you too. Bye.